we can transfer that into, with these kind of movements, but we can also look at how do we apply that to, say, like reaching or lifting, right? So with walking, for example, I'm moving here, but I'm also using momentum usually. So it's more movement based, right? I'm not usually gonna stay in one place when I'm doing that, but so when I'm here, I wanna definitely make sure my weight, and if I'm lifting something, that weight is also here. So again, like if I'm moving or lifting this way, more up, I'm still in that S plane, but I need to make sure I stabilize this way. And what's my best strategy for that? Well, depending, right? If I'm more in stride, you can't see my legs here, but my right leg is out in front, right? So I need to make sure I still get my weight over here. Maybe that's more than when I walk, but I still need to maybe be able to connect those dots so I can lift, hike the hip here, stabilize, and then anchor back through my glute there on that side to tension and my leg there, so I can, leverage that up that way, okay? So again, I can use my glute in the S while I stabilize in the inner thigh and the outer hip here in the F plane. So that's the exception, is that glute to go with that. And then on the arm too, I can move to some degree. If I'm in front, it's more like anterior deltoid, maybe biceps if I'm palm up, okay? But I do need to stabilize on the sides of my body. I can't be like tipping over that way, right? And if I go out to the side, this is where I probably wouldn't want to be in this position. I'm gonna switch over to my left leg, right? And I'm gonna even put my legs maybe in that stability position too, so I can anchor here. Again, kind of like I was using that glute max, I'm gonna use my glute med here. Maybe anchor there, and I'm kind of tensioning, pulling up here, outer, inner hip thigh, opening up here, anchoring here, along that F plane there, but I still need to keep my chest forward and hip back, right? So more on this loaded hip, keep that back. So I'm stabilizing so that thing doesn't collapse, or that I don't collapse one way or the other. It's like I'm on a tightrope here because I'm in a narrow stride, which you can't completely see here. But that would be my feet like that. Okay, so I'm working this way. Okay, but I gotta stabilize front back, and then I can also stabilize anchoring across. That's why you're gonna make yourself wide too. Same thing in stride. You're kind of long that way, which makes you more stable because you can tension and anchor. And the reason why people, when they walk and they waddle, they usually are pretty wide with their feet to maximize stability. Because they're moving a lot through that plane, we normally stabilize. So first, they're not going forward very well, and they're also compromising what would normally be a stability system. And so if they're not good at stabilizing forward backward, they're gonna compromise by making themselves wider to both stabilize and move through their through the F plane. So that pretty much talks about all that. And then even up in the neck, right? Same thing. We want to make sure we're not scrunching, collapsing, like this, like if we're lifting up here or here. So you got to stay tall and open throughout, all the way down, and then connecting down from the glute max to the heel, the outer hip thigh to the pinky toe knuckle, inner thigh to the big toe knuckle. And they all kind of sync up with the chest moving forward generally, or being held forward for stability.